Mike McGovern ist der oberste Leiter der Polio-Eradikation bei Rotary International. Hat sich seit Jahren um diese Arbeit bemüht, macht das mit regelmäßigen Meetings, mit entsprechenden Gruppen, Untergruppen, bildet die Leute aus, ist heute da, morgen dort, übermorgen noch an einem dritten Ort, ist reiselustig und vortragslustig. Er hat immer die neuesten Informationen zur Verfügung und nach einem Referat von ihm wissen wir immer, worum es geht, was hat Rotary zu tun, was hat Rotary bis dahin auch getan. Er fordert nicht nur, er dankt auch und bringt immer wieder gute Vorschläge, auf die man sich berufen kann und nimmt seine Worte wahr.
Wonderful to be here and to celebrate Bashar's wonderful achievement of riding to so many countries and supporting polio eradication. I think we're here because we're all united to eradicate polio, but also to honor a Rotarian who, I want to say, did the extra step, but did the extra kilometer, in this case, for polio eradication. It takes me back to, this all began for Rotary well before any of us were Rotarians or Rotaractors. Rotary, from its very beginning, was asked to help children who had disabilities. And there was a worry, even back in the 1920s, that Rotary was being overtaken by a single issue. And that single issue was, back where Rotary began, is that there were individuals that were going club to club, soliciting funds to try to help out disabled children. So they decided in 1923 that Rotary needed to be focused on community projects decided by local Rotarians, that Rotary clubs would determine their own programs. That plan stayed in effect for decade after decade after decade. Occasionally there were suggestions to do something that was global in scale, but there was a lot of opposition to doing anything global in scale. There were attempts to do it, and fundraising and other activities just didn't happen. So finally, Filipino Rotarians decided to take on polio. And you've all heard that story. But I think we forget the reason they did that is they didn't think it was right, as the doctor showed, that children in Germany were not getting polio and that their children in the Philippines were. It was considered a matter of health equity. So Rotarians gave a grant through the Rotary Foundation to help out with that situation. And 2 or 3 years later, there was no longer any polio in the Philippines. Rotarians, seeing the potential of working together and truly making a difference in one country, decided very ambitiously, let's do it in the whole world. And so Rotary abandoned their decade-long practice of never doing an international project and decided that Rotarians in every country in the world would be asked to participate in polio eradication. It was a long process. I could skip over a lot of details. We don't need to know those today. But in the end, Rotarians stepped forward. Double the amount of money was raised. Most of you know that story. And we thought we could accomplish it, all of us, in a short period of time. And here we are. Last I checked, it's 2023. The goal was to finish this by 2000. We're in it 23 more years. It never ceases to amaze me. The persistence, the passion, and the patience everyone has had with the eradication of polio. You look at the numbers we just showed on the screen, the progress from 350,000 cases a year to 9 officially at this point of the wild polio virus. That would not have happened without Rotary. It would not have happened without Rotary asking governments such as Germany to participate. Germany's been very generous. It would not have happened without our partners at the World Health Organization, with UNICEF. We use a slogan now, together we end polio. That means all of us Rotarians together, but but it also means all of our partners and the other people we seek to our cause. When Urs first sent me a memo a few months ago asking me to speak today, he asked me to specifically speak on one point. And it's, why is it that Bill and Melinda Gates always get mentioned in all the newspaper articles and Rotary doesn't? I haven't forgotten that, Urs, that you asked that. You know, it was Rotary that asked, actually Bill Gates' father, if they would join us in helping to eradicate polio, Bill Gates Sr. And the Gates Foundation may have come into polio eradication, but they came in because Rotary asked them to. Rotarians, individual Rotarians, they didn't get permission from headquarters to do it. They just did it. And Mr. Gates Sr. flew in and suddenly announced he was giving Rotary $100 million. Gates since then, you showed a number on the screen, a little bit old, they've now given about $6 billion to polio eradication because Rotarians asked them. Rotary itself, all of us, have given about $1 billion US in cash, and then we also give district designated funds which help out, which, you know, those of you that contribute those, that's wonderful. It all together with the Gates match and the money Rotary itself puts in, Rotarians have allocated $2.7 billion. $2.7 billion US. I don't know what that is in euros, it's a lot of money, to polio eradication. Because Rotarians saw the potential of bringing a polio-free world to every child, not just in the developed countries, but in all of the poor countries and everywhere in the world. It hasn't been easy. We're not giving up. I don't use this close, because some people say, you know, you've been doing that too long. But mentioned this morning, Dr. Frieden, one of the members of the Independent Monitoring Board, said, we are closer than ever. And I believe that. And others will, Aidan's going to speak, he may get into that a little bit. But you know, I'm pretty confident we're close. I just want to thank you. You know, when I'm able to go to Pakistan and I see the kids, I see them lining up, I see the purple pinkies. And then when I go to an event like this and I see the faces of Rotarians and know that truly it's that object of Rotary, acquaintance as an opportunity for service, that's in the object of Rotary. We're honoring the traditions of Rotary. We're honoring our desire to have every child be healthy. We're honoring a commitment we made, but most of all, and what's most important, is we're accomplishing a good in the world. And that good is a polio-free world. Thank you very much.